we're back. For those of you guys that are just tuning in, this is Free Speech with Moett, and of course, I am Moett. You can follow me everywhere on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, anything that's anything. And y'all already know what it is. I got an interview for you guys today with the amazing Ladana. Now, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell the people who you are, where they can follow you, where they can find you, different things like that.
So you can find me
Speak it to the mic.
You can find me on platforms across the board at IamLadana, and I am a public relations and project management consultant, recently launching my own designer shoes, limited edition made in Italy, called Tommy Joe.
That is so super dope. Now, these are your shoes right here. They look super nice. So where did you get the concept and the idea from making your shoes?
So I always wanted to have my own line. I'm not done yet. This is just like the start because I'm obsessed with shoes, because one thing about shoes, no matter how big I get, because I put on some weight, my shoes always fit.
Right. Shoe size stays the same.
My shoe size stays the same. I mean, I might be like a half size off, but it makes me feel good knowing I can still slide my feet into shoes years later and I've gained some weight. But the real inspiration behind Tommy Joe, especially this collection with the leopard print, or jaguar, I should say, jaguar print, is my mom. She passed in September. And with her passing, I just decided, you know what, everything on my bucket list, because she was only 60. She had just turned 61.
Oh, man.
And so with everything that happened, I just was like, you know what, I need to just do whatever it is that makes me happy and try it out and just jump 2 feet in.
Right. So you got this idea and you started it last year?
Yeah, I actually started a few months before my mom passed, and I was in the process of designing still to do the first collection, which is the one with the leopard or jaguar print, I should say. And then when my mom passed, like, I was really bummed out, of course, but it just made me push harder. It just made me feel like, okay, so you need to do this, because, you know, she would want you to do this.
Right. And whenever you were launching and you were going through those phases and different things like that, how long did it take you to be able to get your exact design concept and the different things like that for you to be like, oh, that's the one right there?
I'm a creative, right? So my skill set is writing and project management. So that's where the PR comes in. But I'm a creative. Like, I act on the side. My daughter's an actor as well. She's at the University of Southern California, majoring in dramatic arts. And so it's always been in me. So it's just a matter of sitting down and making sure the ADD hasn't hit yet and focusing. Because I have so many ideas. I promise you, if I had millions of dollars, I'm going to get there one day. But if I had millions of dollars, I would have so many businesses and I would employ people, because I feel as though there are a lot of people that are successful and they have businesses that you don't even know about. You don't know everything that they do. You know what they're well known for, what they got famous for, but it's nothing like employing other people and creating opportunities for other people, and especially when you look like them.
Right. I definitely feel like that is a key. Now, I know you talked about a little bit about where you got your idea from and different things like that. Now, who is your target audience?
Target audience is definitely luxury, entertainment, boss people. I mean, I don't want to say the B word, but it's definitely unisex as well. With raising my daughter and kind of seeing, the differences in how kids are dating now, I just felt as though I wanted to make sure I have something that's inclusive. And I don't want it to be where it's, there's nothing for the guys. Because at the end of the day, guys like to have nice things too.
Right. That's true. That is very true. Now, how has your journey been so far, in reference to coming up with your prototype and different things like that? How has your journey been?
It's starting off really well. I actually have a friend that is an entertainer. She's a singer, songwriter. She's from Cameroon originally.
Oh, wow.
And she's an Afrobeat. She's an award-winning Afrobeat singer. Her name is Naomi Achu, and she's got 1 million followers on Instagram. She's verified, that blue check hits hard.
Dope.
That's a personal friend of mine. So when I was last in LA, I was actually out there to see my daughter off, because she's did the semester in London at Bada. And so I brought some of my prototypes, and when me and Naomi get together, look here, we're homegirls, that's my sis, but we get content.
Right.
We handle business first, and once we get that content, then we go look to see what restaurants we could check out, hang around at the beach or whatever. But she's like the bomb. She made sure that I got my content. We rode around for almost 2 hours in Beverly Hills trying to find this street that has like the perfect row of like palm trees. It's on my Instagram. So that was courtesy of her. And so right now what I'm doing is just partnering with her, or getting her assistance with growing the fan base for and the awareness for Tommy Joe. So I've provided one of the prototypes to her. Right now she's in Nigeria promoting her new album, and I'm waiting for the additional photos, but she's already posted some on her Instagram.
That is super dope. You is people sleeping on you. You is a big deal.
The thing people don't get is like, well, I don't know about other people, but for me, I've been behind the scenes a lot doing PR and project management.
Yeah.
Right? As a consultant, it's like you push your clients first. It's not about you. Of course you're gonna get paid, but it's not about you. And so now with losing, like my dad lost his mom last year. My stepmother lost her mom. My aunt in England lost her mom, and then I lost my mom. I was like, that is too much.
Right.
And it's not, everybody didn't even pass because of COVID.
Oh wow.
It wasn't like it was only one of those deaths was COVID related.
Oh wow.
And so I just was like, you know what? It's time.
Yeah.
If anything, I can say I pushed it out. I did it, and whatever comes of it, I'm fine with that.
Right. It's time to be selfish and do what's best for you. So what are your goals with your business, with your shoe line? And
with Tommy Joe, I just want to keep getting influencers that have a great following, that match the brand. The brand is unapologetic, unabashed. So whatever you are, whoever you are, whatever you identify with, I'm rocking with you. Just as long as you're your authentic self.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Now, I know you said that you have you said that they were Italian. The shoes were Italian?
They're made in Italy.
Oh,
They're
wow.
handmade,
so how did you get that? How did you get that?
So I've been sitting on this for a while, and it was like in the back of my mind, and I have a manufacturer. So I was just like, you know what? One of these days I'm going to do it. One of these days I'm going to do it. And then I actually was like just sitting down, and I was like, let me just check this out. And I just was like, you know what, let me just slap some designs together and see what looks right, see what I like, different materials, and then that's how it came about. Just push through.
That is awesome. So I know you said that you were sitting on it for a while. I know like a lot of times, like even us as entrepreneurs, we'll have like different connects and different stuff, and we just don't take advantage of it until we take advantage of it.
Too much.
So how important would you say that it is to go ahead and take action on something? Like what would you tell somebody that may be looking to start their own shoe line? Like what would you tell them?
Do it. Like Nike, just do it.
That is awesome. Now, I know, what did I say? What are your goals in reference to your business, for your business?
So, of course, doing the growth, the promotion, the marketing, and I want to be able to have it in Nordstrom's and also Neiman Marcus.
Oh, that's nice. That is dope. You're going to do it, too.
You gonna
your
do mouth to God's ears.
You gonna do it. Just keep pushing and keep remaining consistent and everything, and you got this. Now, dang, it was another question that I had on my brain, and it just went left.
It was probably a really good one too. The juicy questions always escape, and then they come back in the vengeance.
Right, they come back later like, that's what it was. But, dang it! Oh my gosh, man. So in reference to your PR stuff, do you still do PR stuff?
I do. That's my bread and butter. I need to pay bills. You know
I know that's right.
I have a client that's in the Washington, D.C. metro area, Caribbean Cargo, D.C. I'm originally from the Commonwealth of Dominica, so I'm Creole. And, it fits with my brand because I like to support things that are just not on a national level. I like to do things that are global. And this is an export business, but at the same time, it's servicing Central America, South America, and the Caribbean. And I've had that client on retainer for, since like 2016.
Oh, wow.
So it's like when you have clients like that, they become family.
Right.
And it gets to the point where, because when you start off working with a publicist or with a public relations pro, or even a project manager, that person has to earn your trust, right? And it's gotten to the point where it's just, it's a really good working relationship, but it's gotten even better because I can be like my authentic self and I don't have to worry about toning myself down around my client. And I love working with that company.
That is awesome. That is amazing. So in reference to being PR, how did you get into that?
I actually did the B2B. Lisa Ray McCoy had that.
Oh, wow.
This is the last one that she had between St. Thomas and St. John. Because when she had the first two, my understanding is, I think it was in Puerto Rico. Okay. So I actually came on board. I believe it was Imbibe Entertainment, a set of brothers that's really good friends with her. I don't even know how I came about it. I think I just saw the flyer, and I was just like, you know what? I can't afford the package, but I can afford a flight because I have family in St. Thomas. And I can afford my own hotel. So I just basically reached out to them. I said, you don't have to pay me. I'm just starting out. But if, I can be on the team, this is what I'm willing to pay for my own way and everything else. And just out of the respect for my approach, I was, hired, quote unquote, right? Because I'm doing this like an internship.
Right.
And so when I actually got out there, it was funny because I was out of the other people that were on the project, I was the only one that footed my own bill. So I was able to flex and do what I wanted to do when it came time to check into my room. And we actually still stayed in a villa in St. John. So for the first 3 days, I stayed with the other staff in the villa. We had the girls in one, and then of course Lisa Ray McCoy was in hers, and the guys from Imbibe Entertainment were in their own. But that was a really good experience for me. I wished it continued because I would have kept doing it for sure. But I got to meet Lisa Ray. I got to meet her cousin, Stacy J. She's actually based in Atlanta. Speaking of which, I need to let her know I'm in Atlanta. I'm rarely in Atlanta, and I'm trying to get here more. So this is why I just said, you know what? I'm gonna just, sacrifice, pay the hotel, pay the transit, and just be here. And I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, I appreciate you for coming because just like you said, sometimes you just got to make sacrifices and just take that jump, take that leap and just step out. It. Right. Like what you said, get like Nike and just do it. Make it happen.
I mean, because if you think about it, Nike started off from somewhere.
Right.
I'm not trying to be Nike, right? I'm more, like I said, Neiman Marcus.
Right.
You know what I mean? Let's put that out there. Like, I'm trying to collaborate with some top brands and be on the runway next year.
Right.
So, because they need shoes for the models.
That's
I have unisex, so I'm like, look, whoever, I don't care, LGBTQ plus infinity, look, rock with me.
Right. Show up to New York Fashion Week and kill it. Like, what?
I'm working on that.
For real. That is awesome. So, with your PR and your marketing, would you say that you would ever retire from that? Like, if your shoe brand gets big enough, or is that something that you're always going to be like?
That's a good question. That's a good question. I will say this, and I actually just spoke with my client in DC about this. I was like, you know what? It's time for me to hire like a couple of people, right? And I need to look into like economic development grants and stuff because look, it's still a pandemic. Let's get right. We vaccinated and everything, but we still have to be cautious. And so I just was telling him, when I do, I'm not gonna have like those new people dealing with my current client,
right?
Because that's not gonna fly. One thing about people that you do, their public relations work and their comms work. You had to earn. They had to vet you. And while you were working with them, they were still vetting you.
Right.
And so for me to just throw someone else new in the mix and they don't have direct access to me, that's the quickest way to lose a client.
Right.
And again, this is from 2016 on retainer. I'm gonna keep that client and he's gonna have exclusive access to me, and then the others can get the junior associates.
Oh, that's dope. So would you say that you could see you owning your own firm in the future?
I think I'm gonna stay small, to be honest with you. I don't know what the future holds, but I like the whole word of mouth and the referral type of business because there's nothing like it. You can advertise on social media, you can advertise on Google, but it's something about people that have worked with you that can vouch for you.
Yeah, that's dope. Now, I know you spoke about the losing your mom and different things like that. Definitely my condolences because I know I still have my mom, but I can't imagine how that feels.
Hold on to her.
I can't imagine how that feels. But in regards to that, outside of that, what other like hardships or things that you had to overcome to be able to get to this point today?
So many things. I mean, most importantly, being a single mom, living in the DC metro area, that was a struggle. That was a real struggle because bills are real. Bills aren't loyal, people. Bills are not loyal, okay? They don't care about your feelings, what you want. They're going to come. So, yeah, that's the hardest part.
Yeah, okay. That's dope. Now, in regards to this, like, did you do all of your investing yourself in regards to your shoe brand?
Yeah. I mean,
that's dope.
That's the thing that people, like, when we see these big brands, we don't see the blood, sweat, and tears that came in before they became those big brands.
Yeah.
And if this is my thing, if you don't believe in you to invest in you, why should somebody else?
Oh, that's good.
That's real. Like, it's literally like any other business. You know, you have to be like the best employee, right? You have to be that billboard, that spokesperson for that brand.
Right.
Because if you don't rock your own brand, why should somebody else rock it?
Right. That's totally true. So to up and coming entrepreneurs that are actually like considering different investments, what would you say to them in regards to investing in their business and investing in their future and different things like that?
That's a good question. Honestly, I would say do what you're passionate about. I'm big on authenticity. And I feel like if you're doing something because you see Joe Schmo over there doing it, making money, you don't know what passion or what connections Joe Schmo has.
Right.
And you're over here trying to replicate that. And there's nothing wrong with replicating. I feel like imitation is the biggest form of flattery. And nothing we're doing now is brand new. We're all copying each other. Let's keep it 100.
Exactly.
But there's nobody that can do you like you. And no one can do that other person like that other person. So I, like, for example, with my clients, my PR, with my PR consultancy, I don't so much worry when I see other people trying to come and get my client. I respect that. But again, I know and I'm solid in what I do. And of course, I think the other people, they're probably great too, but it's something about building a relationship. It's something about being through the fire. Like, I literally went through COVID with this business.
Oh, wow.
And they could have gone under.
Yeah.
And I do PR, right? I put on a grant writing hat and secured grants.
That's
and
dope.
PPP and did paperwork for unemployment insurance. Like, it's all hands on deck. Because if my client fails, then you know what I'm saying? Like, that's my bread and butter. So, not to say that's the only reason why I did it, but I feel like people rock with you when you get to where you need to be. But the people that you should rock with are the people that were there when it was still hard, when it was still coming up, when you didn't have a pot to piss in.
Right. That kind of just grew with you as well as your business growing.
Yeah, I mean, no offense to clout chasers. I respect your hustle, but it's nothing like being your own clout.
Right. That's definitely a fact. And like, I know you said, you said something along the lines with just being true to yourself, being your true authentic self, and building relationships with people. Mm-hmm. How important would you say that building relationships are with people in business to be able to get to where you want to go? Not just to say like to kind of be trying to use people like whatever, but actually having those authentic relationships with people.
I feel like that's priority one. And I'm glad you used the word, the phrase not to use people. I actually feel like if you're not useful, you're useless.
Yeah.
We all use each other.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of what you're trying to sow into me and what I'm trying to sow into you. Does that balance out, right? Because if you're always sowing into other people and they're not sowing back into you, they didn't use you. You allowed yourself to be used.
Right.
So I really, I try to steer away from that. But as far as what you asked, specifically, relationship building is the most important. I look at Kevin Hart, right? Mm-hmm. When he came out, he was a comedian. He wasn't an actor yet. I mean, he had the chops, of course, but what gave him the chance and to turn into what he is the fact that he's fun to be on set.
Yeah.
Like, I've read an article and he's like, he's making sure he answers every phone call. He got a fax machine at home so he doesn't miss any messages. So you can fax him, email him, call him, text message him. I don't know, walkie-talkie, freaking SOS, smoke signs. I don't know. But he was like, he's getting it. You're going to get access to him. And when he's on set, you're going to have fun. Now, you would hire somebody like that, right? Even if they're not the best actor. Then we could talk about Britney Spears. I love me some Britney. But Britney isn't the best singer. She's a hell of an entertainer, though.
Yeah, she is. She definitely is.
It's her personality. It's the relationship building. And that's how you get it. It's just, the personality kind of goes back to being your authentic self. If you're a jerk, own it. Be a jerk.
Yeah.
That's it.
Everybody ain't gonna rock with you,
it.
but
if you're a troll, if you're an internet troll, own it. Be an internet troll, but be the best troll.
Right. That's dope right there. Now, in regards to what's the thing that I was looking for? Man, my questions keep leaving. That
means we're having a good conversation. Gosh darn it.
I wrote down all of these freaking questions, but you basically answered all of them. And it's just I try to write down questions, but a lot of times it's just my brain be left. So,
but you know what though? I feel as though right now my daughter, I want to say this weekend, she's being interviewed. She's an author. She's an advocate for prison reform.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
So thank you. So she's like I said, she's in the UK for her overseas studies, and she's already finished classes, but she decided to hang back because we do have family. My dad's side they're all from London, or from England, I should say. And one of the connections that she made when she had her first keynote speech back in 2019 was families outside, I believe. They're in Scotland. Mm-hmm. So based on that relationship, she's actually in Scotland right now.
Oh, that's dope.
This weekend, and they're filming her to feature her, and she's going to be asked questions. But I say all that to say, she was emailing me, and she was like, see, this is why I need an agent. But see, I'm not going to touch that, because I told her, let me help you, but she doesn't want, she's like, you need to be mom, and I need somebody else. So when I disagree, then I don't feel bad because you're a mom. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so she's like, she doesn't want me to manage her or anything like that. But she had about 5 or 6 questions because her book was translated to Korean.
Oh,
There's
wow.
a nonprofit in South Korea that translated it about 2 years ago. So they had, the kids from South Korea had about 6 really good questions. And the focus was the perspective was the kids of the incarcerated. Not the incarcerated, not prison reform, because we know that's a whole can of worms. But They wanted to see from her, how are you coping? How are you getting to where it is you need to be? And how are you maintaining? Give us some tips, because that's what her book is about. So she emailed me and she was like, well, it's only 5-6 questions. I was like, but that's perfect. I said, because a good interviewer is just going to take that as the stepping stone, right? Because as you're having a conversation with me and you're hearing my responses, then you get more questions that you want to ask. So, honey, you're doing a good job. You're a great interviewer. You asked me really good questions. Thank you.
So, in regards to that, you're speaking on your daughter, and she didn't want you to be her manager and different things like that.
She was like, she does not feel the momager. She was like, you are not about to Chris Germany. No, it's not happening.
So, in regards to that, how would you say that you look at business in reference to family being the manager of other families?
I 100%, I'm for that. However, I'm going to state it with this disclaimer. Blood is not always family.
Yeah.
So you guys can dissect that how you want. Okay? Okay. Because it's a lot of drama with people and conservatorships, and that's supposed to be their mom and dad or their sister, brother, and they're stealing from them, trying to use them. Family is not always blood.
Yeah. I think something for me whenever it comes to managing family or different, whenever I think about that, I think of, because I know how I am as far as I've had management positions that I don't play whenever it comes down to business. It comes down to business, we're going to do business. If you want me to be your manager, you got to be ready to work. You got to be willing to put in the work.
That's why the momager part wasn't going to work for my daughter. She's like, you already boss me enough at home. Okay, we don't need you bossing me when it's time for my money.
24/8.
Not for my money. And then she got to break me off. She's probably like, but your mom, why you can't do it for free? I said, excuse me. She told me that one time too. I said, I'm going to need my 10%. Because when she got her book deal, her translation deal, they pay her a little stipend. I said, I'm going to need 10% of that.
Oh, man.
She's like, are you serious? I'm very serious. I said, it will get direct deposited to your account, but I'm going to need my 10%. I said, I'm not playing with you. You lucky I'm not charging you 20.
Woo.
I paid to publish her book. Are you nuts? Me and my family. I was like, honey, I miss paying rents to get your book published. Okay?
Oh,
no,
man.
ma'am.
I know that's
I'm
right.
I'm my 10%. I made her pay me my money back too, as the book sales came in.
I know that's
Not
right.
playing. I'm sorry. I know people are like, oh, that's messed up.
But
Whatever.
it's business. Business is business.
I put my PR hat on, and I got my daughter. I helped my daughter because she got it on her own, her good grades. But I helped my daughter secure a 4-year tuition scholarship at the University of Southern California. That school is
amazing.
A private school. It's like $80,000 a year. She still has to take loans for her housing, her books, her meal plan. But she's saving $80,000 a year, and she didn't have to switch to Geico. Woo. That's all I'm saying.
That is amazing. That is amazing. That is phenomenal. I don't even know how you secured that, but baby,
I mean, you gotta. It's like, I think I'm gonna have a book coming out.
You should. I feel like
one of my
everybody
clients.
should write a book.
Yeah, I was like one of my clients. In the DC office, one of the managers, she's getting ready. Like her daughter's in her senior year, and she was like, I don't know what you did for your daughter, but I'm gonna need to pick your brain. And so I was like, I normally charge for this information.
Right.
But I'm gonna look out. I was like, but don't tell people what I told you, because I'm gonna probably have to monetize this. But
That's
for real,
fact.
like it's just researching.
Right.
It's like having a goal, planning. When my daughter started 9th grade, we sat down with the course catalog, and I was like, you need to treat this like college, because this is what's going to happen when you go to your semester in college. You're going to have to plan out your next 4 years, so you don't end up being like these kids scrambling at the end and you can't graduate on time.
Right.
So we literally had to sit there, and of course she had some deviations. She fancy, didn't want to do regular PE, wanted to do yoga and volleyball. I was just like, I don't care what you do.
That sounds like my daughter.
I was like, I don't care what you do, just get that gym credit. Just get that gym
that's
credit.
Right. Man, that's awesome though. But definitely, I would say, in reference to writing a book, definitely do that. Write a book, because everything, I feel like every entrepreneur should have their own book.
Yeah.
In some way, form, whether you're giving like inside secrets or you're just giving an outlook to your life. Like you could write something that's like a bibliography about your life, and then put it as like a little cheat sheet. Like you get an added bonus to be able to get this.
I'm gonna have to steal that. I'm gonna call my book the cheat sheet.
For real, like
that. You're not getting 10%.
It's all good. Hey, I'll be happy whenever I
Unless
see
you actually
do it.
are managing me, then that's good.
I'll be happy if I see you do it. Like, yo, okay, do that, girl. Yes, ma'am.
I appreciate that.
Have to have a book release and all type of stuff.
Oh yes, definitely gotta have a book release. Gotta have it.
But so in the near future, what are your goals and what is your plan like for the near future for your PR brand, for your shoes and different things like that?
For the PR consultancy, I definitely want to attract clients that kind of speak to my soul, like people that can be part of my tribe, not just my clients. Because I feel as though, as we were talking about building relationships, I'm not one of those people that want clients. I could just do something quick, get $1,000 or whatever, and then be like, okay, see you, sayonara till you need me again. I'm trying to build so that I can get referrals, right? We're talking about the word of mouth, and you're not going to get word of mouth if you're not giving great service, right? Or competent service for that matter.
Right.
So that's that. For Tommy Joe, of course, to just keep growing. I'm concentrating right now on the 6 pairs that I have, the 6 styles for this collection, and we'll see, how that goes. I actually want to see how far I can take this collection, because a lot of people don't know about it. So hey, if I can get Rihanna to rock a pair, it'll be brand new in 2 years. You know what I mean? Right. I'm not saying it's gonna be 2 years, but I'm not trying to put a timeline on it. But I definitely want to. I don't want to spin wheels and then keep creating designs when I haven't gotten a platform or a store where I can. Because I don't want my own store. I'm gonna be honest with you. That doesn't interest me, because I don't. You have to grow, and it takes a while to get to the point where you have an actual brick and mortar, right?
Yeah.
You got to figure out how to get the clients there. Mm-hmm. I personally rather do the Neiman Marcus route, and they already have the clients,
right?
Millions of them,
right?
That spend the kind of money that Tommy Joe costs.
Right.
So why am I going to go spend marketing to do what they do? I'd just rather give them a cut.
Right.
Give them a cut. I don't know what kind of deal I can get, but I'd rather do that. And then, like I said, I have a passion for acting, so I definitely have been keeping an eye out to try to get an agent or two for myself. a manager or two, because I'm Caribbean, right? I speak French, I speak Creole and English.
Oh, that's
I'm speaking
awesome.
English right
Hey,
now. Look,
okay,
I heard people say
trilingual.
I speak English. Yes, we know, because you're speaking English to me now. We're just being extra HAHA. It's the PhD crowd. But yeah, that's something I want to do, because the only thing I've done so far is actually had my first speaking role on a YouTube show or YouTube series called The Inner City.
Oh, wow.
It was filmed in Raleigh and Raleigh, North Carolina, for people who don't know where Raleigh is. And I had to negotiate that. Like, I didn't get paid for it, but I was like, I'm gonna need IMDb credits. I'm gonna need, like, some footage. I'm gonna need that edited part for me, and we can rock. But prior to that, I actually was on Netflix Messiah.
Oh, wow.
And so that was just, a background role. And the funny thing about that is I wear my head wraps. My madras cloth, it's the Creole cloth. So I have the pink version, and it's like, call time is like 3 a.m., right? This is like DC area when I still lived up there. And I had to, we all had to report to work like 3:30 in the morning. And, you don't really actually start filming until they check wardrobe and all that.
Right.
So you're sitting around most of the day. And it was cold, and we had to pretend it was summer.
Ooh.
Girl, the struggle. Ooh. So I rolled out like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and just put on my head wrap because it's cold. I had on a t-shirt and some shorts or something, and I can't remember what I had on my feet. I think some like Skechers heels or something comfortable. And then they were like, if it gets cold, you can actually sit in your car, because they needed some of our cars for the scenes too.
Mm-hmm.
And so, girl, why in the world when I rolled up, the wardrobe lady, this older Caucasian lady, it was like an international scene, right? I should have thought about this, because I had this cute little sundress. I thought I was going to have time to change. I don't know why I thought I was one of the stars, that when I roll up and check in for call time, that they're going to give me somewhere to change. Or there's gonna be.
Oh yeah, they don't.
I don't know who told me.
They don't.
So I rolled up, checking in, and she was like, "Okay, I love what you're wearing." I said, "Oh no, I have a dress." She was like, "No, keep that on." She was like, "That's your head wrap. That's perfect. Make sure you wear that." And I had to wear that. I think we filmed for like 2 or 3 days. I had to wear that. So of course, you gotta go home, wash what you had on, so you can turn around and wear it.
Right.
Man, I was so mad. I was like, got me looking like a GD slave. I was like, I'm a cute slave. I look like a black slave. And so it's funny, because I was sitting there fuming about the fact that I had my head wrap on, looking a little, real Caribbean. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like real Caribbean. And nothing wrong with that, but I was just like, how is this gonna turn out? And the funny thing is, like, I had to learn, when you're a background actor, you got to figure out how you gonna get on camera.
Yeah, you gotta be in there.
Boy,
you gotta be in there. You gotta stand out.
No, but people will like block you and like try to like step in front when they see the camera coming towards you, because they want to be in the shot.
Yeah.
And it was so funny, because one of the cameramen, he had on the little body strap thing, and there was like a little scene where it's like episode 6. So there's a scene where by the fountain where they have the Lincoln Memorial in DC, where he's like stepping out and he's like acting like he's walking on water, right? And we're supposed to have the reaction like, this is the time when you're like, holy crap, this is Jesus Christ. My shit isn't together. You know what I mean? So it's like, whatever you would do, like Denzel said, it ain't acting. What would you do if Jesus was to step down right now and you could tell that's Jesus Christ? And you've been sinning.
Right.
And you have not had a chance to repent for the last week, right? So he zoomed in on me, because I started like getting like really emotional, and that's what ended up on the episode.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's what you have to do whenever you're doing. I've done background acting, and like I always come dressed for the nines, make sure I have my stuff together.
I should have known you back then. Boy, I don't know what I was thinking. I was like, yeah, I'm going to have somewhere to change. Girl, bye. It's an old mall with no restrooms. Get it together.
Man, for real, they be having you all type of way. But definitely, thank you for coming out. I'm gonna step away while I get everything else together. But definitely, just let the people know like who you are, what your business is. For those people that just started tuning in or may not have been listening the whole time, but right. But let them know like who you are, where they can find you, where they can find your shoes, different things like that. Let them know about you.
Absolutely. Again, this is Ladana. And you can find me on Instagram and other platforms at IamLadana, and that's spelled L-A-D like Delta, A-N-A. I'm a public relations consultant and also the designer at Tommy Joe.
Awesome. Definitely thank you, Ladana, for coming out and showing up with us. One more thing, just what would be something that you would leave as inspiration or motivation for those people that have not been in here?
Been in, when you say here?
Like business. Those people that are looking to start their own business, their own brand and different things like that. What would be that?
Of course, just make sure you plan and get your business plan together. I know people tell you that and you think it's not that important. But definitely that is something you want to have mapped out a bit, even if it's not perfect. And invest in yourself. Be ready to invest in yourself. Understand that it's not going to happen overnight. And whenever it is ready to pop off, you're going to get to reap the rewards.
Awesome. Well, definitely thank you for coming out. Thank you for rocking with us here on this amazing Sunday. For those of you guys that are just tuning in, you just missed an amazing interview. You just missed some amazing knowledge. You just missed some amazing conversation. But definitely, you guys already know I'm going to have the replay up within 24 hours. And, of course, my live on Facebook stays until I get my recording placed on Spotify and all of that stuff. But definitely thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for being here, a part of the journey. Thank you, Ladana, for coming in and giving us your time and your knowledge and your wisdom and your inspiration. And you guys just have a wonderful and amazing week. Remember that life is too short to be anything but motivated. Now get out there and turn your dreams into a vision and make that your reality. All right? I love you guys. I'll see you next week. Bye.